Hi, I'm Michael Marciano, Bureau Chief of the Connecticut Law Tribune. Welcome to the 2020 Connecticut Legal Awards. Of course, we'd rather be doing this in person, but we're very happy to have everyone together virtually to celebrate the achievements of so many attorneys and firms in our legal community. Let's run through each of our categories during this virtual celebration, in which you'll hear from some of our honorees about their award-winning strategies. Co-hosting the program with me today is Joe Cornick, manager of ALM's awards program. We hope you're as excited as we are to get on with the show. Let's get started.
Thanks, Michael, and welcome everybody. We'd like to start with this year's new leaders in the law. Congratulations to the following individuals, all under the age of 40, who have been recognized for excelling in the courtroom, whether in client service or cultivation, or in service to bar associations, as well as performing pro bono work. The honorees are Dan Brody, Robinson and Cole; Julia Camarco, Shipman and Goodwin; Kimberly Cohen, Shipman and Goodwin; Alexander Kopp, Cohen and Wolf PC; Bridget D'Angelo, Carmody, Torrance, Sandek and Hennessy; Blake Driscoli, Trantolo and Trantolo; and Jody Erdfarb, Wigan and Dana.
When did I know I wanted to be a lawyer? To be honest, I'm still not sure I want to be a lawyer, but I can tell you that I'm incredibly proud to be a lawyer. I'm incredibly proud to work alongside the most talented, collaborative, and smart attorneys at Wigan and Dana. I'm incredibly proud of the way our team helps our healthcare clients navigate the ever-changing morass of healthcare regulations, and how we serve as a lifeline for those who get entangled in the government enforcement web of audits and investigations. I'm incredibly proud to be part, even a small part, of the mission of our clients who provide healthcare services to the most vulnerable and needy members of our community. And as hard as it is to juggle being a lawyer and managing personal life, I know that my family, my husband, my children, and my parents are incredibly proud of me too. From the first day of law school to today, 4 children and lots of billable hours later, my family have been my cheerleaders, inspiring me to be the best that I can be in this profession every day. From the days of high school debate team, my parents' belief in me have inspired me to pursue my passion for law. Special thanks to my mentor, Maureen Weaver, the recipient of tonight's Lifetime Achievement Award, for encouraging me, supporting me, and catching me when I stumble every day from the first day I walk through the doors at One Century Tower. To all the working parents out there like me, you are seen and you can do this even during a pandemic. Continue to fight for yourselves, for your families, for your clients, and for justice.
Isis Irizarry, IMI Law; David Lavery, Connecticut Fair Housing Center; Stephen Lebedevich, the Lebedevich Law Firm; Sebastian Lombardi, Day Pitney; Graham Moeller, Kramer and Anderson; Benjamin Nissim, Mirtha Kalina; Richard Ludeman. We will now hear from Richard.
Thank you so much to the leadership team at Wigan and Dana and to the folks at the Connecticut Law Tribune. It's a true honor to be recognized. I was thinking about the questions that you asked and had a hard time thinking back to a time when I didn't have at least some idea that I wanted to be a lawyer. So it's fair to say that it's an idea that I had going back quite early in childhood. Thinking to some formative moments that made me want to be a lawyer, I certainly remember watching an awful lot of Law and Order growing up, and I also remember being totally captivated by the Supreme Court confirmation hearings that I watched, first with Justice Alito and Chief Justice Roberts' hearings, and later with the hearings for Justices Sotomayor and Kagan.
Brittany Paz, Rain Attorneys at Law; Zachary Phillips, Wolfsey, Rosen, Queskin, and Kuransky; Martha Royston, Mirtha Kalina; Jill Wan, Rain Attorneys at Law; Jonathan Schaefer, Robinson and Cole; Stacy Schleff, Center for Children's Advocacy; Taylor Shea, Robinson and Cole; Alex Taubes, David Rosen and Associates. Emily Trudeau, Fairfield State Attorney's Office. Caroline Park, Wigan and Dana. We will now hear from Carolyn.
For me, the realization that I wanted to be a lawyer and the people that inspired me to join the profession went hand in hand. As a college student, I came to the realization that the people I had encountered through my coursework and internships and jobs that seemed to have jobs that gave them meaningful, challenging work all had something in common. They all had JDs. And as a college student, that was all it took to put me on the path to law school. I feel fortunate to say that now I'm lucky enough also to do meaningful, challenging work as a member of the legal profession. I'm grateful to Wigan and Dana for giving me that opportunity for the last 8 years and investing in me, and to the Law Tribune for this recognition. Congratulations to everyone. I am honored to be included in this group. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our new leaders in the law winners.
There are 3 finalists for our Attorney of the Year award. The first is Franca DeRosa, partner at Brown Rudnick. Franca has been recognized for her work with state, heritage, and open space issues, and she's a recognized leader in environmental and energy law. She's a strong supporter of diversity and inclusion, and she's a member of the firm's management committee and the Women's Initiative Working Group. Congratulations to Franca DeRosa.
Now we look at our litigation departments of the year. First is a firm who was awarded Overall Litigation Department of the Year. Congratulations to Wigan and Dana. Wigan and Dana's litigators saw a string of successes in 2019 in courts both in and outside Connecticut, covering healthcare, communications and technology, and the retail sector, among others.
Good evening. Jim Glasser on behalf of Wigan and Dana's litigation department. Thank you to the Connecticut Law Tribune for the recognition that we received this evening as Connecticut's Litigation Department of the Year. We feel very, very fortunate to receive this award and obviously recognize that we are among many, many talented lawyers and law firms and just are fortunate indeed to receive this recognition. With your permission, I'd like to say a word about our firm and our department in particular. I'm very pleased that our firm and our department is not at all a loose collaboration or loose connection of solo practitioners masquerading as a joint enterprise. Rather, we are a partnership in the truest sense of the word. We're a partnership dedicated to the proposition that counseling clients and advocating on their behalf matters important to them, truly among the highest callings of lawyers. We're also a partnership dedicated to building a great law firm and a growing law firm, but one that has a particular culture where we foster and reward decency, integrity, collegiality, and most importantly, excellence. I believe those qualities are frankly what has led us to the recognition that we are receiving this evening and for which we are so grateful. I was asked to say a word or two about some of the litigated matters that perhaps have contributed to the recognition we received this evening, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention our participation in the Apple v. Qualcomm litigation out in San Diego, a patent infringement and antitrust matter that was settled on the second day of trial, quite frankly, very favorably to our client, Qualcomm. Also, our participation in representing 11 hospitals and serving as lead counsel for the Connecticut Hospital Association in the matter that has come to be known as the Connecticut Rate Appeal litigation that also was settled in a manner very, very favorable to the hospitals in the state of Connecticut. We also were fortunate enough to represent a matter that was the subject of a Boston Globe Spotlight article, also the subject of front page news and the Daily News and the New York Post. We represented an individual who is reputed to be the highest paid doctor in New York in connection with an investigation brought by the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York. I'm very, very proud of the fact that we were able to persuade regulators and prosecutors in New York not to pursue our client, convincing them that labyrinthine and Byzantine regulations were not appropriate in which to support a federal prosecution or, quite frankly, a false claims action, and a matter that resolved very, very favorably to our client. And finally, our work for the Federal Republic of Germany and a consortium of museums in Germany that involve a number of complicated cross-border doctrines, including the Foreign Sovereigns Immunity Act, the international issues of international comedy, and the preemption doctrine. That case is being litigated in the Federal District Court in D.C., and quite frankly, certiorari was granted in that case by the United States Supreme Court, and our brief was submitted about a week ago to the United States Supreme Court. Jonathan Fryman, one of our colleagues, will be arguing that case in the Supreme Court later this year. So we've been fortunate to be involved in very exciting, complex, challenging litigations and matters over the course of the last year, and as I say, are very grateful for the recognition we received this evening. I was also asked to comment on where I see our firm in the coming year, and I will say on behalf of all of us who are assembled for this awards ceremony, the last 6 months have been very challenging in what is colloquially come to be known as the new normal. Lawyers are a creative bunch and we tend to persevere. We're learning to live within the confines of the raging pandemic that surrounds us. The courts have done a fabulous job in moving the business of the courts and keeping the cases for which our clients await resolution moving. What the next 6 months of the next year holds, I'm cautiously optimistic that we will find ways to operate and do justice on behalf of our clients, and that the courts have been incredibly inventive in doing the business of the courts while at the same time doing their very best to ensure the safety of litigants and lawyers who appear before them on a daily basis. I think the next 6 months will be challenging for all of us, but as a community of lawyers, I'm confident that we will continue to represent our clients to the best of our abilities, and that we will continue to work as a very unique bar. I just want to say that I feel unbelievably fortunate to practice in the District of Connecticut. I think we are a community of lawyers, a community of law firms, whether we practice as solo lawyers, as small firms, medium firms, large firms, where we enjoy an unbelievable sense of camaraderie. We fight hard in court, but we're colleagues and friends outside of court. Also thank the judiciary for fostering that atmosphere of collegiality. I think it makes us all better lawyers and frankly makes us achieve better results on behalf of our clients. So on behalf of all the lawyers in practicing in Connecticut, I'm very pleased to accept this recognition, and it's a recognition that this year in particular we all share. So thank you very much, and please have a good evening, and most of all, stay healthy and stay safe. Have a good evening.
Next, we focus on the winners of the litigation departments of the year in our specialty categories. We had 2 firms excel under the banner of appellate. They were Martha Kalina. Martha Kalina's appellate practice group receives an appellate award for the 4th year running. Led by attorney Prolo K. Das, the firm's appellate practice has continued to thrive with successes before the Connecticut Supreme Court, including asbestos-related claims, political matters, and an insurance policyholder who was wrongly accused of arson by his insurance company. Cowdery & Murphy. Cowdery & Murphy has continued a tradition of representing clients in significant appellate matters in Connecticut. In addition to an active trial practice, including in federal court, the firm has handled major appeals and complex trial-level work with continuing success.
Cowdery & Murphy is honored to be recognized by the Connecticut Law Tribune as 2019 Appellate Department of the Year. We consider ourselves especially fortunate to have successfully represented an incredible client last term in a case of national first impression. In Murphy against Darien, our Connecticut Supreme Court unanimously recognized that a wrongful death claim related to railroad safety was not preempted by federal law. We were pleased to have had the opportunity to help Jamie Murphy get her day in court for the tragic passing of her beloved husband. We're proud of our firm's long tradition in providing top-flight appellate advocacy for all of our clients, and we look forward to continuing this important work in the years ahead. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of the honorees.
Congratulations once again to Wiggin and Dana for also being recognized as Product Liability Mass Torts Litigation Department of the Year. Wiggin and Dana's product liability team is often sought out by clients ranging from traditional Fortune 500 corporations to innovative startups to international conglomerates. The group has experience in aircraft and component parts, prescription drugs and medical devices, consumer products, industrial machines, motor vehicles, and sporting equipment, among other areas. Kevin Smith from Wiggins and Dana will now give a few words on their nomination.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Smith, and I chair Wiggin and Dana's Product Liability Practice Group. Connecticut Law Tribune, thank you so much for this wonderful award, and congratulations to all the recipients tonight. We are so appreciative of this award because it really reflects the wonderful teamwork we have here at the firm and the Product Liability Group. We are just really blessed to have a wonderful group of talented and committed lawyers, paralegals, and staff. And we are also blessed to have a wonderful group of clients who entrust us with some really fascinating work for which we could not be more appreciative. On another note, I want to thank the Connecticut Law Tribune, especially during these times where we all have to be separated, because it helps tie us together. I know I take great comfort in being able to read up on what all the things are happening at our small but resilient bar, and it really reflects the talent in our bar. On that note, I wish each of you health, and I hope that everyone is doing well and that you and your loved ones are staying safe and healthy during this really trying time. Have a great evening.
Our second finalist for Attorney of the Year is Leslie King of Carlton Fields. Leslie was the chief negotiator for the City of Hartford, chief litigator for the City of Hartford during the city's tumultuous relationship with the first developer of Dunkin' Donuts Park, home of the Hartford Yard Goats. Leslie helped turn a $90 million lawsuit against the city into a $335,000 win in revenue, and that was a big one for Hartford.
The winners of the Award for Distinguished Leaders are Lawrence Adler, Adler Law Group. Adler Law Group Managing Partner Lawrence Adler has earned a reputation as a top litigator for his work in state and federal courthouses throughout Connecticut. He has won awards from numerous publications and participates in a wide range of community and charitable activities. John Cordaney, Robinson & Cole. Robinson & Cole partner John Cordaney earns a Distinguished Leader Award for his work in business litigation, including patent, trademark, and antitrust cases in courts across the nation. John is a former chemist who maintains a worldwide practice and is an adjunct professor at Quinnipiac University School of Law. Renee Daly, Aiken, Gump, Strauss, Hauer & Feld. Renee Daly heads up Aiken Gump's Hartford office, where she is known as a first-class restructuring lawyer with a strong work ethic, who is especially adept at pursuing matters that require persistence and focus. Stephen Katz, Rome Clifford Katz & Corner. A mentee who recently completed her first solo trial from start to finish says Stephen Katz made himself available at all times to guide her. Katz worked in Washington and Boston before relocating to his home state in 1996 and has won numerous awards for his work arguing cases in Connecticut and Massachusetts. Joette Katz, Shipman & Goodwin. Joette Katz has an enviable resume that includes Connecticut Supreme Court Associate Justice and Commissioner of the State Department of Children and Families. Her work continues today at the Hartford firm Shipman & Goodwin, where colleagues note her entire career has been about leadership and public service. Barry Moeller, Kramer, and Anderson. A distinguished leader by any measure, Barry Moeller has won many favorable outcomes in complex workers' compensation cases and has established a 22-year leadership role on the Connecticut Bar Association's Workers' Compensation Executive Committee, strengthened by his broad knowledge of the intricacies and complexities of injury cases. Todd Sharon, Gilbride, Tussa, Last, and Spillane. Todd Sharon has successfully litigated more than 100 patent, trademark, and copyright infringement matters in domestic and foreign jurisdictions, and colleagues praise him for having built practice groups at his firm from the ground up. Eric Stockman, Stockman O'Connor. Eric Stockman is regarded as a leader in obtaining medical malpractice defense verdicts for more than 15 years. A former attorney at Wigan and Dana and Newbert, Pep, and Monteith, he left the comfort of an established firm in 2017 to join forces with Richard O'Connor, and in the first year of practice obtained several defense verdicts. He is a distinguished member of the bar and a mentor to young partners who say there is no case too big or small for him to handle. Attorney General William Tong, Connecticut Office of the Attorney General. Connecticut's top law enforcement authority is the first Asian American state attorney general in the nation, and the state's chief official looking out for the legal rights and protections for all citizens, whether it's protecting Connecticut residents from energy rate hikes or standing up to federal mandates that conflict with local values. This AG has stood at the forefront, taking action in court when necessary and serving as an outspoken supporter of equal rights. Keith Trantolo, Trantolo and Trantolo. Trantolo is a recognized name in Connecticut thanks in part to Keith Trantolo, who has overseen expansion of the 82-year-old Trantolo and Trantolo firm in Bridgeport, New Haven, and Torrington, along with the move into a new 21,000 square foot Hartford location with 30 employees in 2019. He has become the face of the family firm, a mission keeper, mentor, and civic leader of a firm that participates in more than 100 community events throughout the year. And finally, Jay Siklick, Center for Children's Advocacy, is recognized as a distinguished leader. Jay Siklick has directed the Center for Children's Advocacy Medical Legal Partnership Project since April 2000. It is the second program of its kind in the country, with one office at the Connecticut Children's Medical Center in Hartford, serving 90% of the city's needy children and families. Siklick was previously an assistant clinical professor of law at the University of Connecticut School of Law, where he continues to teach. We will now hear from Stockman O'Connor, who we would like to thank as the sponsor of this category.
Hi everyone, I'm Eric Stockman from Stockman O'Connor Connors, and I'd just like to say how honored I am to be one of the recipients of this year's Distinguished Leader Awards. It's especially humbling when you look around at all the other people who are receiving awards and nominations, and I'm very pleased to be a part of that. I started my career at Wigan and Dana back in 1994, and I had a number of people who were my mentors at that point in time. Penny Seaman, Bill Doyle, Jack Dunham all taught me how to be a better lawyer, a better litigator. I left Wigan and Dana to go to Newbert, Pepe, and Monteith in 1998, and I was there for 19 years. And I'd just like to thank Mike Newbert for being such a great partner and a great mentor to me. We had a great team and we had a lot of success. It was very fun. Then I had the opportunity to partner with Rich O'Connor and start Stockman O'Connor and Connors. Rich is a fantastic trial lawyer and an even better human being. And along the way, we have had some wonderful experiences. It's been 3 years, but it's been quite an adventure. I'd like to thank my partners Vimala Roskowski, Sandy Rusis, Adam Mayako, Melinda Munson, and our newest partner, Kristen Connors, who's just added to the expertise and the depth. But most importantly, I think I need to thank my family. My wife Jennifer, who's put up with me through thick and thin, trials and tribulations, from law school to the present, and my wonderful children, Shan and Kaylin, who are just a joy to be around. So again, thank you and congratulations to all the nominees.
Okay, we're going to do Best Officiator now. The winner of our Best Officiator award is Carol Ann Rowe. Judge Rowe has been a fair and impartial jurist who serves her community regardless of political leaning, financial means, or legal acuity, her supporters say. And whether it's in someone's home or traveling to another location, she's always serving her citizens, and she does so without hesitation. Thank you to Caroline Rowe, and congratulations on your award.
The winners of the award for Giant Slayer are Daniel Lage, Rain Attorneys. Daniel Lage proved efficient performance in a home invasion case in which the fact finder found the conduct of the trial lawyer to be objectively unreasonable. A second major case turned on an esoteric issue of law, which culminated in the resentencing of an inmate who now may be able to be released in his lifetime. Both wins were uphill battles against ridiculous odds and turned on Lage's diverse skill set of trial advocacy and a keen legal mind. Yasmin Rodriguez, Esperanza Law. Yasmin Rodriguez has fought and won against the odds for undocumented immigrants and brought meaningful cases to the 2nd and 8th Circuits, winning asylum for many families from Central and South America.
Okay, moving on, we're going to do Game Changers. Our first Game Changer is Mark Dedinger of Bracewell. Mark Dedinger is the Connecticut managing partner of Bracewell, and he was nominated for his work on the Vinoco out-of-court restructuring, which was highly regarded across the industry. The team succeeded in defeating a motion to dismiss in Delaware Bankruptcy Court on multiple grounds, and Dedinger continues to focus on all aspects of corporate restructuring, bankruptcy, and insolvency proceedings. Thank you, Mark Dedinger. Felice Duffy of Duffy Law. Felice Duffy is tireless in her efforts to represent individuals related to Title IX investigations and actions. She works closely with her clients, not only familiarizing herself with cases, but mastering applicable law and codes of conduct. Next up for Game Changers is Eileen Flug of Bersham Moses. Eileen Flug was recognized in 2019 by the Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence as among the year's first 100 plus leaders to make a positive difference in the organization's work to assist survivors of domestic violence and their families. Thanks very much to Eileen, and congratulations. Sharad Sami, General Counsel at Common Fund, wins the award for being not only a great attorney, but proving his passion for supporting veterans by both serving in the reserves and by providing pro bono legal services for veterans and families of veterans. Congratulations to Sharad Sami.
The winner for the GC, who had a significant accomplishment in 2019, was Lisa Proch, Talcott Resolution. Lisa is the leading force behind Talcott Resolution, a group of life and annuity insurance companies based in Windsor that were purchased in mid-2018 from the Hartford Financial Services Group by a group of investors led by Cornell Capital. With $89 billion in assets, the organization is no startup, but Proch is credited with building the company's legal infrastructure from the ground up and immersing herself in the business.
Our third finalist for Attorney of the Year is Brendan Layden. Brendan scored a major victory last year with a $15 million motor vehicle collision suit on behalf of a Dominican immigrant, which remarkably was increased to $18.6 million post-verdict. Brendan was on a number of other high-profile suits, and he has shown tremendous leadership and negotiating skills. Congratulations to Brendan Layden.
I'd like to thank the Connecticut Law Tribune for this honor for being considered for Attorney of the Year. 2019 was a very exciting year at Wilco Leiden. We actually had 4 cases in the Connecticut Supreme Court, as well as a $15 million verdict in the case of Amparo v. Ayala. We're particularly happy with that case. That was only $300,000 in medical expenses, and a Fairfield County jury awarded a record-setting verdict to an immigrant from the Dominican Republic whose first language was not English. I'd like to thank the whole team at Wilco Leiden, who was very helpful in letting that go forward. We also were able to effectuate a recovery of over $18.6 million, so Mr. Amparo will be able to live as best as he can, given the handicaps he has. I'd also like to thank my wife, Angela, who allowed me to spend, unfortunately, a lot of time out at home preparing for the trial on these Supreme Court cases. and we look forward to continuing success at Wilco in the future. Thank you.
The winners of the award for Best Mentor are Glenn Carberry, T-Cores, Mark Carta, McAllister and Moore, Victoria Wooden-Shavy, Jackson Lewis, Ed Dornberger, Sachs Dornberger and Vita, PC, John Muchler, Mirtha Kalina, Jonathan Olson, Nielsen, James Sexton, Sexton and Company, Robert Keene, Travelers. We will now hear from Robert in response to his nomination.
Hi, I'm Rob Keene. I'm an Associate Group General Counsel over at Travelers, and I'd just like to thank the Connecticut Law Tribune and the nominating committee for selecting me for the honor of one of the best mentors in Connecticut in 2020. What's the best advice I've given over the years? When I think about it, the most important thing I could tell any young attorney or anybody at any stage in their career is it's really important to believe in yourself. We all have those moments that, if we're being honest, appear too big for us or appear as though that we may not be as good as the other people sitting around the table. But don't pay attention to that voice of self-doubt. Just believe in yourself, go forward, give it your best, and things usually work out well. And on the back end, when things don't work out great, when you don't have your best moment, it's really important to have compassion for yourself. We're all works in progress, all of us, at all stages. And it's not about being perfect. It's about doing your best. That's kind of courses through almost every mentoring relationship I've had, both in terms of on the receiving end and on the giving end. And again, thanks for this honor, and certainly don't want to miss this opportunity to thank my colleagues at Travelers, both in the legal services organization, Thin Claim Legal, and then across the company, and also my wife and children, who do a great job of both supporting me in my career and kind of keeping me on that, mindful of the fact that I too am very much a work in progress. So again, thanks for the honor, and have a great evening.
The winner of our in-house legal award for diversity and quality of life is Eversource. The company's legal department, under the leadership of Greg Butler, has become an active member of the Lawyers Collaborative for Diversity. It's one of the few corporate legal departments that has become a signatory to the Connecticut Bar Association's Diversity and Inclusion Pledge. We salute them for that, and we congratulate Eversource for this award.
Hi, this is Greg Butler from Eversource, the General Counsel. And I really want to thank the Law Tribune for recognizing our law department and Eversource in general with the Diversity and Workplace Award. You know, in this time that we're living in, a time where we all ought to be seriously looking at the issue of inclusion, diversity, and racial justice, this award is uniquely meaningful. As I sit here today, I'm profoundly impacted by the lack of diversity in our profession, particularly at the senior ranks. And I really do hope that the efforts made by some of us will change that in the future. As lawyers, we're given the keys to the kingdom, a kingdom that is a system that law is so important to accessing justice, to making progress economically. And as a result, we have a unique responsibility. And I think that efforts to recognize diversity that the Law Tribune is doing here tonight is meaningful, because it's a recognition of some of the efforts that some of us are making. So I hope that this is but a single step in what has been and will be a long journey. And I look forward to working with my colleagues in the legal community to make our profession more diverse and to make our society a more just place. So thank you again for this award, and I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
Our winner for the law firm Innovators goes to Wolf & Shore Law Group. Wolf & Shore Law Group is a small, all-female firm, including 2 attorneys, 1 paralegal, and administrative staff specializing in family law, juvenile law, and probate matters. With a large client base, the firm has made innovative strides with internal office procedure and protocol. Congratulations to all of our honorees so far.
For unsung heroes, Ashley Backman provides legal assistance to veterans and directs the center's state and national pro bono practice, serving the needs of low-income disabled veterans. Thank you to Ashley, and congratulations for that award. Barbara Green of the Law Offices of Green and Gross has worked in many areas of the law, but nominators brought her to our attention for her work with residents and families of the Bishop Wick Health Center, where she meets with clients as often as needed, always putting their needs first. Thank you to Barbara, and congratulations for this award. Colin Gilmartin was nominated for his work with the Connecticut Veterans Legal Center, who have nominated him for his substantial and impactful pro bono legal contributions to disabled veterans facing immediate homelessness. Gilmartin is a hero to veterans in need. Thank you very much to Cullen, and congratulations for this award.
Thank you so much for this award. This one does mean a lot. It's nice being recognized for just doing work on something that you care about. It's wonderful working with pro bono groups like the Connecticut Veterans Legal Center. They do important work for our vets, and I'm just glad to help them out. Unfortunately, despite the title of this award, my wife refuses to refer to me as a hero. Perhaps that'll change when the trophy arrives. But thank you so much for this award. I hope to continue doing work with the Veterans Legal Center and other great pro bono organizations like the Connecticut Fair Housing Center. We should all, as lawyers, help out where we can and really help in these pro bono endeavors. Thank you so much.
Conrad Seifert of Seifert & Hogan. In recent years, Conrad Seifert has won 2 major appeals at the Connecticut Supreme Court. In State v. Chung, the appellant's murder conviction was vacated and a new trial was ordered. And in Helmedak v. the Department of Correction, the defendant won and had a 35-year prison sentence vacated. Thank you to Conrad, and congratulations for this award. Now we'd like to recognize our Lifetime Achievement Award winners. First is John Collins III of Swissman Shapiro Attorneys at Law. John is credited with growing the firm to regional prominence, managing day-to-day operations while simultaneously practicing law. He's described as a kind and knowledgeable leader who brought cutting-edge technology to the firm. We'd also like to recognize Frank Coulomb of Robinson & Cole. With more than 30 years of experience in litigation, he has tried numerous cases to verdict, final judgment, or final arbitration. Positive results include defending property damage arising from the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks and the dismissal of 96 million in claims against the state of Connecticut in a class action brought by employees. Beverly Garofalo of Jackson Lewis is also awarded Lifetime Achievement Award. She began her career as a law clerk to Connecticut Supreme Court Chief Justice Ellen Ash Peters, and also served as a managing partner of Jackson Lewis's Hartford office for 7 years. Our next honoree is Richard Meehan of Meehan Law. Richard served as an adjunct professor at Quinnipiac University School of Law and Sacred Heart University, and chairman of the Connecticut Judicial Review Council. He has handled approximately 30 appeals to the state's appellate and Supreme Courts.
I'm humbled to have been nominated for this award by my youngest son, RJ, the newest member of our firm. In my 46 years as a trial lawyer, I've learned that preparation is the key to success. I began my career trying criminal cases. Criminal discovery was limited then. Witness statements were not provided until they testified on direct. You had to digest information quickly and use it to shape an effective cross. I've also learned that cross-examination is an art, requiring you to listen carefully, react to the answers, not blindly following a script. You have to think on your feet and anticipate the different directions where the answers can take you. Most of all, you have to have a purpose in your cross. But jurors need to be engaged by how you speak and act in a courtroom. Like Billy Flynn in the legendary musical Chicago, every once in a while you need to give them the old razzle-dazzle. I began my career alongside my dad, Dick Meehan Sr., then one of the state's premier criminal trial lawyers. His journey to the law was one of perseverance, which guided me. He was the first cop in the state to become an attorney and ultimately a judge. He missed the camaraderie of the trial bar and rejoined our practice. My dad was still active when my oldest son, Michael, was admitted in 1996. Michael followed me as a criminal lawyer, shaping his trial skills. He's now reinvented himself as a family practitioner, drawing on the skills he learned trying criminal cases, and he's now become one of the premier family lawyers in Fairfield County. On January 17th, Michael and I were privileged to administer the attorney oaths to the youngest of my 5 sons, RJ. Among the hallmarks of my career were my induction as a fellow of the International Academy of Trial Lawyers, and to follow my dad as an inductee of the American College of Trial Lawyers. I now devote the majority of my time to representing injured people in dental malpractice cases. Although I feel that I have accomplished most of what I set out to do in 1974, what remains for me is to mentor my son RJ and to watch him grow as a trial lawyer as I did his older brother. But the greatest achievement in my life is from my marriage of 51 years to my wife Kathy, our 5 sons, and 11 grandchildren. Thank you for this award.
Robert Mitchell of Mitchell and Sheehan is another Lifetime Achiever, a member of the state bars of Connecticut, New York, and Louisiana. He has appeared before state courts in Connecticut, California, New Jersey, and Tennessee, and he's appeared as an advocate before federal and state administrative agencies. Congratulations also to Vincent Trantolo of Trantolo & Trantolo, who has certainly had an impact on the Connecticut legal field, helping more than 20,000 clients in his career. In 1999, he co-funded the Hartford County Bar Foundation, and he has been a respected member of the Connecticut Trial Lawyers Association, the National Mentors Association, and Multi-Million-Dollar Forum. Amado Vargas has spent 20 years serving Connecticut's injured workers and their employers, handling the asbestos litigation docket for 13 years. He retired from state service in 2013 to become a partner at Vargas, Chapman Woods. Our final Lifetime Achiever is Maureen Weaver of Wigan and Dana. She's recognized as a leading healthcare lawyer in Connecticut. In 2006, she became the firm's first female managing partner and one of the first women in Connecticut to lead a major law firm. Those are our Lifetime Achievers. Thank you very much.
I am deeply honored and humbled to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award. For nearly 35 years, I've worked with the most remarkable people at Wigan and Dana. In addition to practicing law, I've held leadership and management positions, but what I continue to value so much are the times when I have collaborated with my amazing colleagues as we do so well to serve our clients. For most of my legal career, I have been privileged to represent healthcare providers. In that connection, and to spotlight the obvious, the current public health crisis that forced this celebration into a virtual event is far from over. We owe a debt of gratitude to our healthcare professionals, essential workers, and public health leaders who continue to work tirelessly to keep us all safe. Some of the most important lessons I've learned in my legal career came over the last 6 months as I witnessed consistent displays of fortitude, resourcefulness, and compassion among our healthcare clients. I've been asked to share what I have left on my legal bucket list. Given recent events, we are at an inflection point in time where all of us, individually and through our organizations, have an opportunity to deploy our legal tools and talents towards achieving diversity, inclusion, and equity in our profession and throughout society. That certainly has inspired and shaped my personal legal bucket list, and it has become a strategic initiative for our firm as well. Thank you to the Connecticut Law Tribune for this recognition, and congratulations to the rest of this evening's honorees.
And finally, the moment many of you have been waiting for, the announcement of our Attorney of the Year. That's Leslie King of Carlton Fields. Congratulations to Leslie and to our two runners-up, Franca DeRosa and Brendan Layden, for their outstanding work in law. Thanks to everyone for participating in this year's Connecticut Legal Awards, and hopefully we'll see you again next year in person. Have a good night.